this is Victoria Ballard, naturopath, speaking to you from India. Well, I'm actually on my second day of a 3-day fast. And as I haven't fasted for 3 months, which is probably the longest I've been in the last few years, and I was concerned that I'd be going from a high carb diet and that it would be difficult because it is more difficult to go from carbohydrates into fasting. It's much easier if you're already ketogenic or you're on the carnivore diet, or you're just simply on a high-fat, low-carb diet. That's usually a lot easier to go into fasting. But to my surprise, all my experience of fasting has kicked in and it's really quite easy. I have had black coffee and I'm drinking plenty of water. I'll see if I need electrolytes. I don't take any supplements if I can help it. Now, a lot of people do recommend that you take supplements when you're fasting, but really it shouldn't be necessary. We're talking 3 days. I mean, our ancestors probably went as long as 10 to 15 days without eating until they made a kill or found some honeycomb or eggs, and they were really kind of used to fasting, and they would feast when they weren't fasting to get all the nutrition that they needed. So I haven't been feasting, but I have been on a high carb diet because I don't have any cooking facilities, so I'm eating in the restaurants, which give you piles of rice and lentils and some vegetables. I have been having a fair amount of vegetables, but I can't be really honestly saying that this is difficult. It's not. I've just simply gone back into fasting mode, and it's much easier than I thought it would be. So I've built up to it over the last few years. So I'm not suggesting that you go straight into a 3-day fast unless you've already tried doing 1 days and 2 days and you're finding it quite easy. Or you're someone that's so busy that you can easily forget to eat. This is what a lot of people do. They choose the day when they're going to be really busy, when they're not going to be thinking about food, and they're just going to be drinking water and getting on with what they need to do. So I can really tell you that when you get used to fasting, you can even go quite long periods, like I've just been, just eating as healthily as possible. But you can, I mean, I do intermittent fasting all the time. So I'm not saying you go from no fasting at all into a fast. But if you're intermittent fasting, it gets easier and easier to just lengthen the period of time of not eating. And it can be really quite simple. So I just hope this is encouraging you to give it a try and build up to it if you need to. But if you've been intermittent fasting for some time, like 16-8 3 times a week or 16-8 every day, which is what I do 16-8 every day. Once you've done that, you just extend the fast, and the water often fills your stomach up so you don't get hungry, and you really just need to give it a try. So everyone's different. Some people find it really easy. There are people here that are fasting for spiritual reasons, and they find that they lose a little bit of excess fat, but they may not even be overweight and they're still fasting. So, I mean, if you've got plenty of body fat, which is what we're here to do, I mean, I specialize in those people who find it really hard to lose weight. And if there's plenty of belly fat, or any body fat, doesn't matter where it is on your body, you will go gradually from glucose burning from your last meal, and then you'll go into fat burning. And there really is so much benefit. You don't feel hungry if you're burning your own belly fat. And well, my fat is really around my belly. I'm not that fat anywhere else, but it doesn't really matter. And you will feel much better, because if you're allergic to any of the foods that you're eating and you don't know what foods they are, fasting will mean that you're not eating those foods. And it might be a good way of finding out what you're allergic to if you're very, very careful how you come off the fast. And you take those foods that are least allergenic, like bone broth and eggs. Eggs are not usually allergenic. Some people are allergic to the whites, but very few people, in fact, nobody I've ever come across in all my decades of doing weight loss has ever been allergic to egg yolks. And if you're vegetarian, just try avocados, vegetable soups, steamed vegetables. And as you add the foods, you can tell whether they are elevating your mood or whether they are making you feel tired. You can feel difficulty digesting them. So it is also an elimination diet. It's not only giving you all the benefits of autophagy, which is the recycling of old damaged proteins and damaged cells and turning them into new, using the energy to use the regenerative new cells, so you're preventing disease. You're not only getting all the benefits from fasting and the health benefits and the weight loss, you're also able to tell what you are allergic to. And I really recommend that you use this for all the benefits, and be careful how you come off the fast, because that's how you can find out what you're likely to be allergic to. So gradually, over the few days after the fast, you add the foods gradually, and if there's something you're craving, then suspect it as a possible allergen. And each fast you do, you can try different foods as you come off, and you might find you have no allergies at all, I'm hoping. But I have a suspicion that we are all allergic to sugar, and we are mainly allergic to whole grains, especially wheat, which has been hybrid. So really do not use bread or any carbs or pasta or whatever. Do not use that to come off a fast. That can be days later if you really want to eat it, because these are the most allergenic foods. So best of luck with finding your allergies, but most of all, enjoying the freedom of fasting, the freedom from thinking about food, and the freedom of cooking and washing up or putting everything in the dishwasher or whatever you do. So best of luck. And I'm finding it really easy, to my amazement. I'm finding it really easy to fast, just with all that practice that I've done over the years. And even though I've gone 3 months without a fast, it's turned out to be extremely easy. So please don't give up, work up to it, and use it as an elimination diet. Best of luck.